Welcome to the Love Podcast, a space where we show up in love, faith, unity, and determination. Here, we engage in meaningful conversations to empower you to thrive in your home, workplace, business, and community. I just am so excited today because I have an amazing sister in Christ who's joining us today. Her name is Roshun Constant with a capital C. She is a businesswoman dedicated to helping other women show up in their truth and embrace their power. Today we will be discussing what it means to trust the process of building self-esteem and self-worth. Before we get started, Roshun, tell us a little bit about who you are, what you do, how you roll.
I am Roshun T. Constant. I am a business owner. I am a woman of God. I am a friend, a mentor. I am a worshiper. I am a leader. I am unique and all of that,
And all
Look,
of that,
and all of that, right?
she's
Absolutely.
right. You're being very modest, Roshun, in the fact that you engage in a lot of things. Number one, you are a veteran. Let's get
I
that
am.
straight.
Yes.
24 years retired Navy.
Yes.
That's awesome in itself. You own a boutique.
I do.
Tunis.
Boutique Denise. That is correct.
And you are
I am style and confidence coach.
Style and confidence
Style and confidence coach. Yes,
and
absolutely.
You know
with Uniquely You Coaching.
You know what? That's amazing. She has businesses. And we appreciate her for that and showing up in our community. And also, ladies and gentlemen, she is a motivational speaker. She did an amazing job at Pretty Girls Rock. And
Yes.
she even gave me
Thank you.
props. So
And did. Absolutely.
you know what? That is awesome. And
Right.
you know what?
Thank you.
Roshun definitely helps us to bloom where we're planted.
Thank you.
And I'm just so excited to have her on today. Is there anything else you want to add to that tea that I just shared?
Oh my goodness. It's really hard to really brag on yourself or, just tell things about yourself, even if it's just something as small as, well, I can't say small, something like being a 24-year veteran or a singer or this or that, and so I'm just excited to be here. Thank you very much for even choosing me or thinking that I would be a great guest on your podcast. So if you're listening, I hope you're not bored. If you are, blame it on Dr. Sonia.
No, never. Y'all, before we started this whole conversation, we were laughing and chuckling. So there is nothing boring about it, okay? Roshun, she is a singer. Yeah. Dynamic praise and worship leader.
Thank you.
And so I'm super excited that she's here once again.
Yes.
What led you to become a confidence coach?
Well, being in the military for 24 years, obviously you wake up, you're wearing the same thing over and over again, and everybody is expected to be uniformed, right? And a lot of times you can lose who you are because you're uniformed for so long. It's almost kind of being, for lack of better words, institutionalized into, conforming to a certain thing. And so once I got out of the military, well, I've always tried to maintain being a girl, being a girly girl, even in my boots and all that. Anybody that know me knows that I would wear my hair, make sure my hair is cute. I didn't just do that little boring bun. But yet when I got out of the military, I had all these clothes in my closet because I love clothes. And it was like, now what do I do with them? I had to go in and reintroduce myself to my clothes. Like, hey, I missed y'all. I get it. Let's rock. And so because of that, and I know I loved how putting on clothes and expressing who you are through your style, I know how that made me feel. And so I wanted women to be able to feel the same way that I did. And so, it's my desire, it's my passion that all women, regardless of your race, your color, your shape, your stature, your size, no matter what, that you feel confident in who you are. And so, yeah, it was just my desire that people feel like I feel.
That is so true. And I admire all of your outfits, your
Thank
shoes,
you.
from your shoes to your necklace to your earrings. When we were doing a photo shoot, I called Roshun on the phone and I'm like,
Yeah.
what works with this dress? And she would kind of like show me, what would work. So that's so true. Sometimes we can get lost in the sauce and we forget about dolling ourselves up and just, showing up in our best.
Right.
Why do you think that is so hard for women or women struggle with self doubt?
I feel like it can be a number of contributing factors. For one of them, that is a really big thing that I found with women is what's called the imposter syndrome, right? Basically, they feel inadequate regardless of what their achievement levels or success levels are or their abilities. They still have this issue feeling inadequate because they're looking at other people or their level of success, what they've seen through the media, through social media, through TV, through the movies and all of that says another thing. Another reason is because, they just lack the positive role models. Right? A lot of times people can be role models, whether it's negative or positive, and sometimes they lack those positive role models that will speak into their lives or that's already in the direction that they should be headed. Then I would say that body image, right? Like they have concerns with their body image. And part of it is the pressure to conform to some, if we truth be told, some unrealistic beauty standards, right? All throughout our lives, you look at magazines, you look at television and everything, and you see what the world says these beauty standards are. And I'll even go to say, because when I was in the military, I'm a 5'6" female, but to stay within the quote unquote body mass index that America says that we're supposed to have, or even the military says that we're supposed to have. When I look back at some of those pictures, I'm like, oh my God, I was looking anorexic or and forgive me, no offense to anybody that's struggling with that, but I was looking for me unhealthy.
Yes. Yeah.
But all in all, and so it's a matter of, we sometimes struggle with self-doubt because of these body image concerns. And then it could be another contributing factor is childhood experiences or family or culture, right? Where we grew up, the culture that we grew up in, the family life that we grew up in, or the childhood experiences that we have. And then another one last one that I can think of off the top of my head is, just feelings, internalized feelings of from labels that might have been put on us, in our younger years, or labels that might have been put on us even in our adult years from being in relationships or being connected to people or things. And so those labels have allowed us to internalize these feelings and thoughts about ourselves. That's not really the truth.
Hey. Well, you know what? I hope y'all got those nuggets because that was everything. And so beginning to reflect on those things helps us to unpack where we are and how
Absolutely.
to move forward. And so how do you help women trust their personal transformation and moving forward as they reflect on all of the things that you mentioned: unrealistic beauty standards, cultural labels, childhood trauma, and body image concerns that some women face?
Well, I try to stress a lot of things, like in order for them to like trust their personal journey. Like number one, you got to be kind to yourself, right? And extend grace to yourself, right? Especially through all of those challenging times. So many times it's easy for us to speak negative about ourselves, right? Now, granted, whenever you're going through things or whatever, you always want to, be true and be like, have a come to yourself meeting. I'll say first and foremost, like check yourself first, but don't always, blame yourself or turn negative toward yourself. And so extend yourself grace, because trials and tribulations, things are gonna happen in your life. Right? And just make sure that you're doing the best. And so be kind to yourself, because there are plenty of other people that are out there being nasty, negative, and all of that. So the first thing you can do is be kind to yourself. Number two, you can regularly reflect on your goals, your values, your experiences, right? And when you do that, it helps you gain a deeper understanding of who you are and then your purpose and the path that you're supposed to be on, right? When you're checking in with yourself regularly. I teach women to focus on their strengths, definitely, and then build on them, right? And then when you're focusing on your strengths and building on them, in the midst of that, acknowledge your shortcomings, right? Acknowledge your setbacks, because at that point, when you can acknowledge your setbacks are inevitable, right? Like, you're always going to have something. You can plan something out. You can plan to put on an outfit for that day. And then you could just be bloated that morning, or something could be going on and then it just wouldn't fit right, or whatever the case, or you can't find that other shoe or something, right? It's a setback. Have a backup plan is all I'm saying, baby, because things happen, life happens. As you're a woman, things are going to occur with your body that you're just woo, like, wait, I didn't wake up this morning expecting that. And listen, okay,
That's
so
why
yeah,
it's so nice to have those little baby doll dresses.
that part, okay, because it covers a multitude of roles.
And still be cute, right? Y'all don't
Absolutely.
know what's going on up under
Don't know what's
here.
going on. It's grown people stuff that we ain't ready to share with the world. Yes,
I
absolutely.
love it. I love it.
And just a couple of more real quick.
Yeah, yeah.
I say to trust your gut instinct, right? Like, we're women, we have a level of a discernment that's like, okay, something is not right. Right? Like, and we're talking about our personal journey. So, when you have things that are going on, or if you enter into a room, or if you put an outfit on, or if whatever, like, that inner self. I'm a Christian, so I know it's Holy Spirit, speaking to me. But definitely tap into that, like, trust your inner self, and then set boundaries, right? Because at the end of the day, if you don't set boundaries, then that allows people, places, things to come in and throw you off.
Oh, that's good.
Man, and so you want to make sure, and then make sure you seek some support, some form of support, whether it's your girl circle, whether it's whomever, people at your job. If you're close with a couple of people, now I didn't say go be friends with everybody, but get you a group at the church, or whatever, like-minded people, and then seek support from them. And then, you know what, be patient with yourself.
That's good.
My goodness, because baby, this is a marathon. This is not a sprint. Like, we're not gonna just, because we didn't get here overnight.
Right.
So to change, change is inevitable. But as we change, we are being patient with the process. We're being patient don't rush the process. Be patient with the process. Yes, be patient with the process. And that way it'll help you live in the present.
Just live in the present.
Live in the present,
I
honey.
man, my notepad is full right
Oh my
now.
goodness.
Wonderful things to just keep myself
Lord have mercy.
reminded of, because
Yeah.
it's so important for us to be kind to ourselves.
Yes, absolutely,
And
absolutely.
don't forget to have that patience. And, like Roshun was saying, everybody who's listening out there, you need to make sure that you set those boundaries, and make sure
Yes,
your
it's
circle is
important.
there to support you 100%.
Absolutely.
And tell you what's going on from a true place.
Truth place. That's important. Like, if your whole circle is always saying, yes, do that, go ahead, flag on the play, like, time out. You gotta get somebody that's gonna be like, you might want to think about that again. You might want to go back to the drawing board for a second. I mean, it's okay to be challenged.
Yeah.
It's okay to be challenged, and you need that, because iron sharpens iron.
That
You
part.
understand? And so, hey, if you want to be sharp, you don't want to walk around here like no dull knife. Now, listen, you got to be sharp. And so you allow those challenges to come, and then you pivot. You go, you switch.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll be quiet because
I
I get
love
excited,
it.
honey.
I love it. I'm just waiting on the class to come up.
Listen, come on, workshop.
Look, so you just took care of that the next question about some confidence boosters. Did you have anything else that fall
Ooh,
in line with what you've already given? You've given so much
man, have
for
I?
us to think
My
about.
bad.
Well, no, that's a good thing, because what's some things that a process, like being kind to yourself, speaking more positively, extending grace to yourself. What are
Yeah.
some other processes that people
Um,
can implement for
Well,
themselves?
first of all, like you got to understand that you were uniquely formed. There is not one person. I know people say, "Oh, you have a doppelganger," but they don't think
Mm-hmm.
like you. They may look like you. They
Mm-hmm.
sometimes have the same mannerisms, but
Mm-hmm.
you are unique. The Bible
Yes.
says you're unique, and who can make
Mm-hmm.
them change? In the book of Job. And that's where my coaching company came from, that very scripture that talks about, but he is unique and who can make him change. And so I ended up coming up with the title, Uniquely You. Why? Because I understand there might be people that try to be like me, that may try to dress like me,
Mm-hmm.
that, want to have the same mannerisms, but nobody is like me, because I'm
Mm-hmm.
made in the image and the likeness,
That's
of
good.
who God is, and he fashioned me for into the person that I am for a purpose. And
Yeah.
I just have to be able to walk in the confidence, be grateful for who he's
That
made
part.
me, walk in the confidence in it. And then, hey, listen, the world better watch out, okay? And so, like, if you're unsure of what it is that even, what you're purposed in life, break it down into smaller pieces, right? So you'll think about it. Like, who are you? You know,
Mm-hmm.
what are you good at? What are you great at? And then here's the other part. Stop looking at the success levels of other people. Because here's the thing, we don't see that bottom part, that, the bottom of the iceberg. We just see the tip and think the
Yeah.
tip of the iceberg is the
Mm-hmm.
success part. We don't know what it took to get, from the bottom all the way to the top. So let's focus on what our part
Yeah.
is, and then let that be your measuring stick where you are, what the
Mm-hmm.
characteristics that you have. So begin to embrace your strengths, embrace your abilities, your gifts, and your talents, your attributes, embrace your characteristics. And then here we go, bloom where you plant it.
Let me get my book, Balloon Where Your Plants It. Wait, Roshan, tell them about this whole
Man,
title,
listen,
where this came from for you years ago to
years
connect with
ago.
it again.
Yes,
This,
I know. So many years ago, I mean, it was over 20 years ago, our pastor preached a sermon called Always Bloom Where You're Planted. And I was in the military, and being a female in the military, being black in the military, like it was a lot already. And then I'm loud, demonstrative, and it didn't change because I was in the
I
military.
like
Let me just
demonstrative.
say. And so, it was a matter of, man, I knew I didn't fit in like some of the categories that they were trying to place us in. Now, granted, I do know military protocol and I do know respect and all of that, but it was just still a part of me that was like, man, I don't roll like that. And so I had to just get to that place. And once he preached that sermon, that hit me so hard and became my personal motto, that no matter where I go, if I'm put in a dung field, right? I'll just use that dung to go ahead and fertilize me so that I can bloom, right? You're always going to find something that you can use to help grow you in that moment, or no matter where you go. And I clearly have been in different units. I've been deployed many times and everything like that. And every time I've gone to a new unit or gone to a deployment, I went to say, okay, who am I? What personality, what characteristics,
Mm-hmm.
what traits do I have? And how can I help them? Because I'm there for a reason. I'm there for a reason. And so that's how it was. And so always bloom where you plant it, no matter where you go. No matter
Yeah.
no matter the occasion, no matter the season, no matter the time, always bloom where you're planted.
I love it.
So,
I
yeah,
love it. And I am just so excited that you're blooming and thriving right where you are to help
thank you.
other people. I strongly believe as well that we're all here for a greater purpose. And someone needs what you have to offer. And so that's awesome. And so when I think about all of the things that you've mentioned in the tips and helping women show up in their power, I'm reminded of the word mindset.
Yeah,
Every day we've got to be
yes,
disciplined. We've got to have habits. We've
absolutely.
got to make sure that we're not counting ourselves out at the end of the day. We
Right,
have to move no matter how hard it is. I don't care if it's just standing on the side of your bed, walking to
absolutely.
the window, opening it up, and
Mm-hmm.
looking outside.
Yeah,
Because if we don't push through all of the negative, then we will be stuck.
Yes.
Stuck
Yep.
in the place that will keep us from reaching anybody. You have what someone need. And
Yes,
so,
absolutely.
or you may need to go and get something that someone has for you.
That part,
You know.
absolutely.
And so having a mindset, healthy habits and
Mm,
discipline helps us to
yes.
reach our goals.
I
And
love
going
it.
back to what you said, gratitude. Gratitude.
Yes.
Just be thankful
In everything,
in everything.
be thankful.
Everything.
In everything. And there's nothing too small to be grateful about.
Exactly.
And if we develop that habit, right? If we develop that habit of gratitude, guess what? Confidence is coming right along with it because it's his partner, right? It's like you feel when you have gratitude, you feel more optimistic about life, right?
Right.
You feel satisfied. You don't have to keep going after things. You feel happy. And then guess what? It can increase your self-esteem, which
Exactly.
all leads to what? Having a boost in confidence. So gratitude and confidence definitely go hand in hand when you're grateful for the very things. Like I'm grateful for this podcast. I'm grateful for our connection because
Yes,
it's
me too.
amazing, honey. I love it, love
I
it, love
love
it.
it,
But
you
yeah,
know?
I'm grateful. I'm grateful for the good and the bad. Because
Yeah.
here's the thing. We can't just be like, oh, I'm so grateful that I'm happy today, or I'm grateful that this happened good for me. No, I'm grateful for those not so good moments. Why? Because it's teaching me lessons. It's helping build character. It's helping me become even stronger.
That's
And
good.
so you got to learn how to be grateful in
You do.
everything. Give thanks. Yeah.
That's it. And one of the things that I've learned too is that if I'm feeling frustrated, overwhelmed, Lord, what is it that I need to learn in this moment?
Yes, that part.
That
Absolutely.
part. Show me what I'm
Show
missing
me.
because I don't see it because I deserve it all. And
Tell
Lord's like,
it.
let me just sit you down real quick so you can learn what I need you to learn and share
Absolutely.
it with other people. And
Yes.
so it just does my heart good to hear all of these different things. And I hope you guys are getting it out there because, you just have to walk in it no matter how tough
That's
it
it.
is.
Walk it
I
out.
don't
That's
care if it
right.
feels like you're walking through mud. Get up and move.
And move. Right.
And move.
Right.
Keep it moving. So, how do you express love in your coaching or in your personal life?
Oh man. So love is an action word, right? And so I can't just say I love you, but I have to be able to show it. And the way that I show love is number one, providing, especially in my business, providing a platform for women to come in and feel that it is a safe place. It is a judgment free, but we judge because I'm gonna tell you, I have to judge to be able to tell you, girl, you don't need to do that.
Yeah.
But it's to a point
Yeah,
of,
it's a constructive.
it's a constructive, absolutely. But to just show them that, hey, you know, love, the Bible talks about love covers, right? It covers a multitude of sin, but not just that, but love covers. And when love covers, that means that regardless of what you look like, regardless of what you're wearing, regardless of how you're acting or what lifestyle you choose to have, I still am going to embrace you and give you what's inside of me. Right?
Exactly.
Because we all were given a gift that we're to share with each and every person. And who are we to keep that and be
Right.
selfish with? So I show love in my personal life, on my job, in ministry, with my businesses, just by serving. I look for every opportunity to serve.
And you
If I
do
can
that
serve you
really well.
in whatever kind of capacity, I mean, because God gave me these gifts and abilities and talents. And even if he didn't give me that, he gave me the wisdom and knowledge to go and look it up and figure it out and see how can I be of assistance. So love is servant. God is love, right? And he sent Jesus Christ. And what did Jesus do? He served. And so I'm Christ-like, honey. So I got to serve.
There you go. You got to serve it up
That's right. Serve it up,
no
honey.
matter what,
Absolutely.
even when
Absolutely.
you don't feel like it. It's all serving is not sometimes it's not the feeling like I
It's
don't
not.
feel like it. That's not
Yeah.
in my wheelhouse. Serving is doing it even
It's
when you
doing it
don't want to
as even
because
through.
someone
Yeah.
else is going to benefit from that.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Only do it.
Yes, he
Won't
will.
he do it? All right, so I've added on a few questions, but it's rapid fire. It requires a one word answer
My
or
Lord.
a phrase, but
Oh,
you'll be fine.
now, will I? I'm sweating.
Yes. Okay, so what's one thing that instantly boosts your confidence?
Clothes, fits, honey, shopping instantly. I'm like, whoop,
Retail
boosted
therapy.
retail therapy. And here's the other thing, I don't even have to buy it.
Right.
Sometimes I just want to go in and try it on, and I will walk up and down
Yes.
that dressing room like it's my runway, honey. That's all I need. So let me just say, I don't buy everything that I put on. However, I'm like, I had a good day. Let me go shop. I had a bad day. Let me go shop.
Right. Or stack your card up like, oh, I like that. It's just the
Right. Yep. That part.
emotion of,
That's
feeling
it.
like you're going to buy it. And that's
Exactly.
awesome. All right. Favorite self affirmation.
Bloom where you plant it.
Best advice you give to clients.
Stay true to yourself.
Who inspires you most?
My dad, Wills Jackson sample.
What's your superpower?
Fabulousness. No, I'm just saying. I don't know. What's my superpower? That's a good question. I don't know. Oh man.
You are a lot of
I was
things.
yeah, I would say I don't know. I would say my wit. I don't know. I guess I just and that's probably whack. Listen, don't judge me, podcasters, like listeners. I really don't know what my superpower is. That's a good
Okay.
question. I might have to go back to the drawing board and think about that for a second.
What's
All
your
right.
superpower? Well, you know what? Roshun does so many things. Already told her she got 101 jobs.
I
So,
know, right?
and she do them all very well. So I can
Hmm.
see how
Thank you.
it's very, very tough for her to identify what's that one thing she does well. But she does it all well. And we're very, very grateful to her for that. One last one. What's your favorite scripture?
Philippians 4:13. I can do all things
Oh
through
my
Christ,
God. That
which
was Tara
strengthens me.
Ross's as well.
Yes, listen, that has been it
That's
for
it.
me. I can do all things. I can do all things through
All
Christ,
things.
which means that I need him every place that I go. And see,
So
when I
good.
have Christ, I'm able to be grateful.
Uh-huh.
Man, don't get me
Grateful.
started,
Look,
but
the
yes.
two greats. I'm able to be grateful and great.
Hey, let's man.
Great
Great
and
and
grateful.
grateful. Shown up
All together.
all together. That's right.
That makes my heart so
Yeah.
happy. Well,
Yes.
I am so glad that you
Thank
decided to
you.
join me today,
Well, thank you for
Roshan.
having me. Absolutely. I
Is there
appreciate it.
anything else that you wanted to add to our Love Loud listeners?
No, I say that to all the Love Loud listeners, you are blessed to have somebody like Sonia Martin to be able to impart into. And I'm grateful. I'm grateful for every time that we get together because
It's
it's
always a good time.
always a good time. It's always a good time of love and laughter. And so you are
Yes,
definitely
ma'am.
true to the
Thank
Love
you.
Loud. Yes, yes. And
Hey,
thank you
that's
very
what we
much.
do. We love
Love
loud.
loud. Yes.
Even though you don't want the love, we're going to give it to you anyway.
Anyway,
We're going to
that's
give you
right.
2 scoops and some syrup and some
Yes,
sprinkles
come on.
to
And a
take
cherry
on
on
it.
top.
And
Come on.
all right,
Yes.
we have the lovely Miss Roshan. Tell the listeners how to get in contact
What?
with you. Do you
Oh my
have
God.
like any classes
Oh, I
coming up?
am, man, because as you said, my hand is in a lot of things, but I really am working on a workshop. So, ladies, if y'all want a style and confidence workshop, let me know. Let me know. Holla at me. Let me know through this podcast, or I can be followed at Boutique Denise on Instagram or Facebook, as well as Uniquely You Coaching. My Instagram is constantly08. My Instagram tag is constantly08, or you can follow me on Facebook, Roshun T. Constant. Roshun
Awesome.
Constant. I'm sorry. Roshun Constant.
Roshun
Yeah.
Constant.
Mm-hmm.
Look her up. She is a
Yep. Check me out.
bomb.com. So reach out to her for her
Mm-hmm.
services.
Yeah.
She's available, ready to assist, ready to help you.
Right.
Step into your now and embrace your power. So if you love this podcast today, this particular episode, leave a review and share your biggest confidence tip with us on social media. Until next time, keep loving, moving, and showing up for yourself. I'm Dr. Sonia Martin, the owner of Love Loud Coaching and Consulting, and your host of the Love Loud Podcast.